what happened to Rod, but it is Tuesday, January 17th, 2023, here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Got NBA, college basketball, NHL. It's going to be the theme of things here for the next few months. We'll have a few NFL scattered in. Wildcard weekend is complete. We've got 8 teams left, which is really the amount of teams that probably should be in the NFL playoffs to begin with. But, what a wild card weekend it was. We had a lot of good games and it ended up with probably the worst game of the weekend. But I know my co-host for the halftime shows, Jay Briggs, extremely happy about what was going on. He was giddy at halftime. He was woofing crap. If you guys missed it, you have to go back and watch the replay. He was just woofing it. All the Dak haters, he was just having a good time. We had to remind him that Tampa Bay was 8-9 this season, but he didn't seem to take note.
Might also be the first time since he was a little boy. Actually, I don't even know. Maybe first time since he was born that the Cowboys won a playoff game. So, act like you've been there before. Now the real test begins.
Well, we're happy for Jay that he got his playoff win, and it's I haven't seen one since 1998 myself. So for my Dolphins and a trip to the Super Bowl or anything, it's been a very, very long time since the 80s. But I believe 84 was the last time the Dolphins went. So. Yeah, it was interesting to see. I think, I've said it. I've been saying it for 3 years. I think Tom Brady should hang it up. It's like he had a great career. He's still good. He's not the same that he was, And I think that's part of the issue here, right? He's just not the same that he was.
Do you think he actually hangs him up, though?
I think he does.
It was very cryptic in that post-game press conference last night as he was walking off, thanked all the reporters and everything.
Well, I think he does that every year. He does that every year. But the thing is that I don't think that this Tampa team is ready to compete in the near future. Yeah. They have big salary cap issues, so if anything, they're going to have to whittle down from where they're at. So they're the highest paid team in the NFL. So it's like, if anything, they have to whittle down from where they're at. So it's going to make it very, very hard to compete right away. And I don't know if Brady's going to want to be part of a rebuild project.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's one and done for him. If he's going to come back, he has to be in a spot where he can compete. If not, then it's not like he's got many more years left in the tank. I think he's running on fumes as it is. So
I think he has been. I think he should have retired when he won the Super Bowl the last time. I thought he had proved his point. He has nothing left to prove, that's for sure. And no, he certainly doesn't need the money. He certainly doesn't need any of those things. I have no idea. But anyways, I want to add on these shows that if anyone has any questions for me, like the Ask Mitch segment that we used to always do, I think I want to add that back. We'll just take Rod and Chris off the screen for a couple minutes every day. So if you have any of those, you can do it. Not game picks, but any other questions you have, I'll be happy to address them. I'm the only owner of the website and websites like that come on and do shows, and I'm more than willing to answer questions because I think I read the YouTube comments and there's some hurtful things that people say. I know there are people out there that just they have no interest in the truth. They just like to spew because this is what they see, right? This is what they see, their life, right? And it's just a disappointment. And it's like, they love to tell me how to run the company and run my business and things of that nature. So in my YouTube videos, my 7 free picks, I always say, remember, you can't make money in the YouTube comments, so be kind to one another, right? And they say, here's this guy saying, be kind to one another. And all he does is rip his own employees. And it's like, now, I think you got your head up your ass when the person that makes a comment like that. Because number one, you go run your business how you want to run your business. Number two, it's like, I think by having people on my show, I'm doing them a favor. Believe me, I was I was doing just fine when I was by myself on these videos every day. This gives everybody this gives them the opportunity and to come on the shows and to not be prepared and to not give out the information or to be have a bad attitude or something like that. I'm not going to have it. It's like it's not helpful to us. It's not helpful to me. It's not helpful to you. It's a bad look. I'm not going to stand for it. And I've said some negative things about other sites and other people, and I have good reason for it. And if you want to know, ask me. I'll tell you why I say those things. Yeah, and if you don't like the show, please go somewhere else. No, I'm not saying go somewhere else. You can. I'm saying please go somewhere else. We don't want you. But I've said some negative things about people, and I have really good reason. I don't just pick on people, because they're there. You guys get smoked, man. The people that leave comments like that, you're just getting smoked. These people, they come on and just smile or something, or they say something, and you guys just believe them. Makes you a sucker. See, I know all these people, and that's the difference. I actually know them, and that's the difference, and that's why I don't trust any of them. I got a list of 100 people that I would never listen to one word that they ever said, that are in this business. At least, I could tell you, which ones are the fraud of frauds. They come on here talking like they win all this money, like they know all this stuff about betting, that they have all this money that they've won and all this other stuff. But they don't have that. They don't have that stuff. It's an act. Anyways, good enough. We will we'll come back to that later if you guys have questions. But so we go right into NBA tonight. Just 4 games on the board. And got the Bucks and the Raptors dropping line in this one. We've got the Spurs and the Nets, the Nuggets and the Blazers, a dropping line in that one. And the Clippers and Sixers just 1 point. The Sixers have won both the Sixers won both their last 2 games by 1 point each. There's Jay Briggs. He's got his still has his Cowboys gear on. Slept in his Cowboy jammies last night. Staubach jersey. This is my Staubach jersey. I used to like Dwayne Thomas on those old Cowboy teams. Drew Pearson. Oh, you mean all right, time for someone to go. Comments. Anyways, Chris, what do you think of this this slate of games?
Yeah, there's I could have made a case, I think, for everything on this card, but I do lean towards the Raptors plus the 4.5. I think the Bucks probably win that game, but the Raptors have had a tendency to make life difficult for the Bucks in recent meetings. Maybe I look at the under 224 as well in that game. I know the under been a profitable trend between those two as well, but I lean towards Toronto for a side in that one, and I'm going to take the Sixers on the money line. Like you said, the Sixers won back-to-back games by a point. Get the point out of there. Just take them on the money line because I don't have any faith in the Clippers right now. They have picked up wins here and there, but they're still missing Paul George. And, I'm just trying to see all the guys that are they're still missing Luke Kennard, John Wall still out. Marcus Moore is probable for this game. He was upgraded, but still, I don't think that's enough for me to shift away from the Sixers here, who have a clean bill of health. So give me the Sixers in this one to get the job done on the money line.
The Bucks actually beat the Cowboys earlier this season. This guy's saying the Bucks haven't beaten the team, so they have. Anyways, yeah, I think these lines look hokey, right? They kind of look hokey. I'm not really sure. Like, I just don't have a lot of confidence. It's like I like them, but they almost seem too easy. It's like I like the Bucks. The betting tools like the Raptors. I like the Nets, but at 5.5, why is it only 5.5? Because Durant is out, but Kyrie hasn't really been putting up the big points. He hasn't. They were losing when Dak was hurt in that opening week. They were already losing. They were losing bad. Denver against Portland. Once again, it looks. Once again, it looks like it's right, a light line. I don't like the way the Blazers have been playing lately. And then, the Sixers and the Clippers.
Yeah, why is that line only a point?
I don't know. This looks odd, right?
Yeah.
Is Embiid playing?
Like I said, I don't see anybody on Philadelphia's injury report, so.
My guess is no Embiid. But, I mean, they've won they've been on this West Coast road trip. They won both those games by 1 point each. Just seems almost too easy, Sixers money line, right? You're supposed to say, yeah. Mitch, you're a freaking genius, man.
Yeah, Mitch, you're a freaking genius, man. Like you put the words in my mouth.
That's all I got to say about that. Anyways, go to the next set of games. Go to NHL. Got the Flyers against the Ducks, the Maple Leafs against the Panthers, the Capitals and the Smudges, and Montreal against the Jets. Jets. What do you think about these?
I'm going to take the under 6 between Minnesota and Washington. I just think this is a first to 3 wins kind of game. You got the Washington Capitals on the back-to-back where they normally have issues to begin with. Going back home, traveling after that overtime game against the Islanders last night and against a Minnesota team that's not only rested, but they play solid defense. But I also think, Washington going to be able to hold Minnesota in check. To me, this just feels like a first to 3 wins kind of game. So I like the under between the Wild and the Caps. And I'm going to stick with Winnipeg on the puck line. I might lean towards the under now. The total's dropped to 6 because I do think that's, at worst a 4-2 game, but I think we're good with Winnipeg on the puck line as well as the under. I could see a 3-1, 4-1, 4-2 kind of game. So give me the Jets on the puck line there as well.
I love the Panthers in this one. I think the puck line for the Panthers is the best deal on the board today. I think it's probably stone cold lock. It just seems that so here's the deal. Right, and here's the deal with sports in general and betting sports and why I could people say they just fade my picks, right? And that's why they watch my videos or whatever and suck, right? We both suck, Chris, right? This guy.
Of course we do.
Yes. So we always lose. That's why 8 million people a month watch our picks. The thing is that when you have the most popular team in each sport, or the 2 or 3 most popular teams, you automatically pay a premium on that team, right? You automatically, like before the game even starts, before the line comes out, before anything happens, you're already paying juice on top of the juice. So that team in the NHL is the Toronto Maple Leafs. They are the Chicago Cubs and Boston Red Sox and Yankees of the NHL. They are that team. The difference is that the Yankees once in a while will win, and the Red Sox once in a while will win. And the Cubs, well, once every 15 years, they'll have a reasonable season. And, but the Maple Leafs never do. Okay, they never do. And that's why if you just bet against them every single game, you already start with an advantage over the house. And that's why, even if they have a winning record like they do now, 26-11. I mean, I don't even have to look at the betting tools to tell you, the profitable teams, that they're not one of them. Because the house advantage is already built in against them. So if you bet against them every single game over the course of the season, you will make money. It's just the way that it is. So that's why you said, of course, you mocked me.
I didn't mock you.
See, they're mocking me on my show. It's like
I'm just saying. I already chalked up that you were on the Panthers. Just
well, then explain this to me. Then, if you bet the Maple Leafs on the puck line every single game this season,
oh yeah, you got juiced.
Okay, this is a team that's 26-11. You're down 6 full units. If you bet them on the money line, 26-11, right? 26 and frickin' 11, you are down 1.9 units. At 26-11, what do you have to go? What do you have to go to make money?
Yeah.
What are you going to have to go if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs to make money?
Yeah. No,
right?
I mean, I understand.
What do you have to go? 50, because 52 and 22 ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
So you're betting, by betting the Maple Leafs, you're betting against yourself.
No, 100%.
And I always tell Chris, off the air, stop hitting yourself. Why are you hitting yourself?
I mean, but realistically, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but to your point, look at what the Leafs have done. You go back just before New Year's, right? They had 3 losses as favorites of at least minus 230, and that's what does it for you.
Well, let's go back over the last 30 days. Let's go back the last 30 days.
No,
if you bet the Leafs, it's even worse. Well, Chris, to your point, it's actually even worse. that made it. It went from bad to worse. Because of those games. So it's not because of those games it's bad. It's actually those games only made it a little bit worse. They're down, instead of the 1.9 units, they're down a full 2 units. And then for the on the puck line, they are, what are these mother puckers? They are, they're so far down the list, they're off my screen. Let's see. Down 4.8 units. So actually, they've been better on that than they were, even with those big chunk losses. But still, a losing proposition any way you slice it, because you've had to pay that extra money on that favorite role that you took it up the tailpipe on.
Yeah. I can already tell you, I've seen 6. I'm just skimming through the Leafs schedule this season. I already see 6 losses as at least a minus 200 favorite, including a loss to Arizona back on, where was it? It was just here. October 17th is a minus 512 favorite. They lost 4-2. When there was that stigma still about the Arizona Coyotes, and for good reason. The Coyotes haven't been very good, but it got up to minus 512. And how many times in hockey, in the last year and a half, where we've seen these extreme favorites, have they've fallen?
I just think you start behind the 8 ball with
No, 100%.
With the Maple Leafs. Do yourself a favor. Put a little something on the smudges on the puck line.
Tell your old man, take the smudges.
let me. Is your old man with you?
That take the Chargers pick didn't work out this weekend.
Chris, put a little something on the smudges. Right? Let me tell you, put a little something. Put a little something on the smudges tonight.
Trick or treat.
Because that Montreal Florida game is a pick'em, right? Handicapping the game, it's a pick'em, and you're getting that massive.
Winnipeg?
No, Toronto, Florida.
Oh, Toronto, Florida. Okay.
Yeah, that game's a pick'em, and you're getting plus 146 on the Panthers to begin with. So I'm not saying that the probability of them winning the game is any better, but with those odds, and the way the Maple Leafs perform is in the favorite role. Oof. Yeah. It's weird because I don't watch hockey, so it's like my picks are probably better than my other sports, right? Because I have no emotion whatsoever, except for my pure hatred of Toronto and Calgary. Got the worst name in sports versus the Blue Jackets. We got the Blackhawks versus the Sabres. We got the Coyotes against the Red Wings and the Oilers against the Smoking Kraken.
Well, speaking of which, if you're looking for a spot to fade Calgary tomorrow, I guarantee you tomorrow's going to be the day. I think Colorado's getting plus money against them. But anyways,
I'm always looking for a spot to play Calgary to fade them.
Yeah. They're minus 165 favorites against Colorado tomorrow. I don't get it.
And I'm always looking for the opportunity to tell you to stop hitting yourself.
Well,
my favorite jokes: stop hitting yourself and does your face hurt? Two of my favorite bits.
It's the little things that bring you the most joy.
Does your face hurt? People will be like, "Oh man, I just can't." It's like an automatic. Does your face hurt?
Oh man. Well, for these ones, I'm going to take Seattle, the plus money. I can't. I know Edmonton, the rest of the team here, they're at home, but in Seattle, this is a tough travel spot. They played at home against Tampa Bay, got their teeth kicked in yesterday, and then not only had the losing streak snap and have to go back out on the road to take on Edmonton in this one, but you're giving me plus 150 with a Kraken team that's won 16 of their 22 road games this year, 18-4 to the puck line on the road. Maybe this is a spot where you take Seattle plus the goal and a half. But I'm going for value with the Kraken on the money line. That one's Edmonton 1-6 in their last 7 home games. So give me Seattle there. And I'm going to take the Buffalo Sabres in regulation against the Blackhawks. I'm not in a position where I want to back Chicago in any way, shape, or form. I know they've been playing a little bit better lately, but even Buffalo in the back-to-back, I think Buffalo just the better team. They're in the playoff hunt still, so I'm just taking the Buffalo Sabres, pure fate of Chicago more than anything else.
I like the Sabres on the puck line. I think that's where the value is at. Chicago's been hideous on the puck line, and the Sabres are a great puck line road team coming off the loss yesterday. I love saying this because it's such bullshit. They're gonna be mad because they lost yesterday, Chris. Mad. I love saying that. They're gonna be mad. I like them on the puck line. I also like the Red Wings. Money line. I think the Kraken, to me, is more of a puck line play. I know you have to pay up, but I think it's worth it. I think it's like you throw it in your parlay. Now that the Knicks aren't playing today, you just throw it in the parlay. Knicks busted up my parlay, man. Busted.
You don't want the Timberwolves to play either.
Frickin' Knicks. Julius Randle. Jerk. You stink. Brunson, that's why Dallas didn't want you. You stink.
That's why no one invited you out for barbecue.
It's like, you're a professional basketball player. You got 2 free throws. You just got to hit them. It's like, you're not Shaq. You're a guy that hits free throws. Julius Randle misses a bunch of them. What's his free throw percentage? What a bum he is.
Julius Randle?
Yeah. The hell's the matter with him? The hell's the matter with you?
75%.
Yeah, I tell you what. He's 0% in the fourth quarter. What's his free throw percentage in the fourth quarter? 0.0, Blutarski. Julius Randle has no.
I'm trying to see if I can get a hold of it.
Best interview on TV yesterday was the Hawks after the game against the Heat. DeJounte Murray.
Oh.
He got the fresh cut for the show. He had the fresh cut going. It's like the guy just played 48 minutes of NBA basketball. I swear it looked like he just rolled out of bed. He was like, it looks like he just got out of the shower and was ready to start his day. It's like, man, right?
Yeah.
It's like
he just looked extremely clean.
It's like, yeah, I mean, he had just played like a full game against the Heat. And it's like they interview him. It's fair. It looked like he had just gotten up, taken a shower, was gonna have his coffee and read the paper. Man, he was just like.
And back to your point, Randall, in the fourth quarter of this season, shooting 69.8% from the foul line.
It sucks. Terrible.
I just checked the YouTube comments, and I'm seeing the feed a bit delayed, and I just see you juggling the golf balls. That bit always gets me.
It is a good bit.
Mitch wants to know if I'm ever having a bad day and he wants to cheer me up, just pick up 2 golf balls and juggle.
Is that a Titleist? Yes, it is. It's a Titleist. Go to the college basketball. Anyone has any questions for me, I'm open book. You guys know that. Ask whatever you like. That I'm legally allowed to answer, I will answer it. If it's a pick question, not going to happen. We already did those. We did videos. We did this show. We got free picks at the website. But if you have other questions, I know a lot of people out there, like I said, they're not looking for real answers. They're just looking to spew hatred. You want to know why this person's this or why I say this about this person or whatever? There's good reason. South Carolina gets Ole Miss. Mississippi State versus Tennessee. Richmond versus Uri. My eye? No, Uri. Dayton versus Davidson. You know Davidson could use?
What's that?
Steph.
Yeah, they could. I was about as soon as I asked that, I was like, oh wait, I know who they could use.
They could use Steph. Steph, you want to come back? We got room for you. We'll make room. It's like you could use Steph about right now. 9-9. VCU against UMass. Central Mich against Akron. Buffalo, Bowling Green. Ball State versus Western Mich, Miami of Ohio, Northern Illinois, Toledo, Ohio, Eastern Michigan, Kent State. North Carolina, Boston College, Butler, Creighton, Kansas State, Kansas, Tulane, Houston, Valpo. College named after dog food versus UIC. Georgia Tech versus NC State. Notre Dame versus Florida State. Chris, anything on the menu here is all yours.
Yeah, get some crunch from Valpo, but I'm gonna take the over.
Do they prefer the canned or bagged?
No, you know no. Mine prefer for another brand, a can of kibble dry food. Tried them on the can stuff.
What are snapback hats?
Those are the hats that have like the little plastic bit at the back that you can adjust.
I'm wearing one. This one?
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I like it.
I'm cool like that. I like the big hole in the middle. It shows off the... Not that way. We can't see you.
For this time slot, though, I like the over 147 between Kansas and Kansas State. I just think that game's going to be a track meet up and down the floor. Could easily see both teams getting into the mid to high 70s in that one. I like that game to get closer to 155 or 160. So give me the over 147 there. I'm going to take Butler plus the points against Creighton. I think that could be a game that Creighton wins, but I think Butler covers if they don't find a way to win it outright. The home teams had the bulk of the success between these two teams. I know Butler not necessarily the first team you think of getting revenge at home, but getting 6.5 at home against Creighton after they lost at Creighton by 20 plus points earlier this season. I think Butler can, like I said, at least keep this one close. And I'm going to take Dayton laying the points against Davidson. Yeah, like you said, Davidson they need Steph Curry right now more than anything. And Dayton's starting to look like the team that I think, you mentioned, having your Final Four earlier this season. I don't know if I get to Final Four just yet, but they look like a really, really, really strong team that could make a run maybe to Sweet 16 or something like that. So, give me Dayton in this one by 15 plus. I think they absolutely run it up on the Wildcats.
So we got a few questions here. One says stats on your puck line bets ever ahead. I think I'm ahead on these on the Mitchie Pucks bets. I'm usually ahead almost just about every day. What did I give out yesterday? Let's go back. Take a look. I know I lost the Sabres. But I believe, let's see what else. I think I gave out 3 yesterday. I lost on the Sabres. I had the puck line in that Devil San Jose. I think I had the dog, right? And that.
I think you had the Devils.
No, I don't think so. We'll have to go back and check. I had the Stars on the puck line. I think I had the Ducks on the puck line. I know that one against Pittsburgh, right? I definitely had that one. Because Pittsburgh hasn't covered the puck line at home in 7 years. Using the betting tools.
I think you had Nashville too.
Oh, we definitely had Nashville. So I know I'm ahead on those Mitchie Pucks bets. We just don't really track them, but maybe we should. It's a good idea. Some of our best ideas come from the comments. What's one good tool to have as a capper? Well, personally, I like to find a really bad capper and just bet against all their picks. That's my favorite thing to do. Also, I like to look at public perception, but I think we have some great betting tools at the website, and I use these. And I think when you see things like you can really catch on if you dig through things like the betting tools. I watch all the games. Number one is I watch all of the games. I've done shows from my living room, and everyone has seen I just have a wall of TVs. So I'm not one of these cappers that just sits there and spews off trends or whatever. I watch every game, right? You guys see the halftime shows. I'm watching every game, But I also think that the betting tools will point you. We caught that Houston Astros under. We were on that trend so early. We were on that Boston Bruins trend this season right out of the gate, right from the betting tools. Chris, what's your favorite tools? Ken Palm?
If we're not talking non-betting tools at Sports Chat and Pick Dogs, probably. I mean, Ken Palm's good for sort of deep reading into college hoops, but so I've started to sort of go back to basics and just look at basic handicapping for me.
You don't like to find like that really crappy handicapper and just bet against other picks?
I'm trying not to give I'll give away all my tricks of the trade here, but
there's a few out there, man, on some of those other sites. He splits them yearly packages amongst ourselves. Let's bet against them.
It's like the lottery package at work where it's just like everybody puts in $5 on the lottery ticket.
Pretty much. What's your favorite time of the year for sports capping? I would say all the time. I think to me the hardest time is like the hardest days are those Monday nights where it's just one game, or a Thursday night where there's just one game. Games like that. There's Mills. Mills is here.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you. Mondays, like certain Mondays during college basketball season where it's just like you have just the one Monday night game. Maybe it's a small NHL or NBA card, and then you have to deal with like the SWAC and the MEAC in college hoops, and it's like anywhere but here.
Good question so far. Enough of the horn tooting and garbage talk. Get to the biz. Ouch, man. Didn't realize I was your bitch today. Let me get back to the picks. Excuse me. Yikes, man. Jay says, find your teams also. Like, Jay loves to fade the Dallas teams. Stars, Cowboys, Mavericks, Texas Rangers. March of 2020. Chill on the MEAC, Chris.
Hey, I'm not hating on the MEAC. I'm just saying sometimes those nights are tough where it's just like you got to sort through, Norfolk State against Maryland Eastern Shore. It's like
I've offered Mills a prop show. I would do a prop show with Mills. I do my TikTok props every day on TikTok, on her TikTok channel. I'm a TikToker like that, so I'm cool. Ask Chris, he'll tell you. He's paid to say yes.
Yep. You can't see, but the strings are attached to my shoulders, so I can be a puppet.
He's got like I got the buzzer.
The shot collar.
TikTok props.
I'll take the Toronto Maple Leaf out.
The TikTok props have actually been really good.
Yeah.
They have been. I just read them off the betting tools. Today's TikTok props. 3, 2, 1. And I also did Instagram Dog of the Day. It doesn't blow my mind how entitled people can be, man. I've been online for 15 years. Can you believe that? 15 years, man. I've been doing this. Crazy, right?
Blink and it's already been 7 years working with you. Almost 7 years working. Is it 7 or 6? I'm trying to think that we've been working together.
I don't know, man. I've been on this for a long time, though.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a long time. Who has the best beard in Long Beach, California? Well, it's between Mills and Mills. We'll set up one of those polls.
Big Al.
I haven't seen Big Al since last week's football show. He did not show up this weekend. I like South Carolina against Ole Miss. Plus 215 on the money line. Ole Miss sucks. There, I feel better. Got it off my chest. It's just like I thought at the beginning of the season like they were going to be a middle of the rung SEC team, but they're more like a lower rung. South Carolina, we know are a lower rung, but they are who we thought they were. These are 2 8 and 9 teams. I'm not laying 6.5 with that 8 and 9 team on the road. What do you guys think about going to a drive-through format for the morning show? I'm in favor. Sam's in favor. I can hear him barking. I like VCU against UMass. The line looks pretty shaky there, right? It's like looks like it's almost too many points, which they're like baiting you to take it. I also like Boston College against North Carolina. Way too many points in that one. And Kansas State against Kansas. I wouldn't take the money line, even though I gave it out in 7 free picks. I would just take the points because I believe it could be a 1 or 2 point game. Kansas has been involved in some very close games. Jay said he can't wait to see who me and Big Al like tomorrow on the NFL show. I like the Bengals. Bengals and the Giants. My Super Bowl picks. Very much alive. What do you think about Tulane and Houston? You don't think that line's a little fishy?
I mean, Tulane is second in the AAC record-wise right now. They have been scoring points in bunches.
What about like Georgia Tech? Like that's a team that's a game that I wouldn't touch. You know, because like Georgia Tech, it's like they're not ready to win right now, but they could win this game right now. You know, like, I mean, I like NC State. You know, forced to make a decision. Chris always says. I always say forced to make a decision. Chris says if someone held a gun to his head.
I mean, yeah. So yeah, if somebody held a gun to my head, I'd take NC State, but I don't know. I just haven't been able to get there with Georgia State. They when they were playing weak teams out of conference at home, like I remember they were playing Northeastern and Northern Illinois. Yeah, you back Georgia Tech in those spots, but since they've got into conference play, they've really struggled, especially at home.
I also like Florida State against Notre Dame. Notre Dame sucks this year. I'm not just saying that because I hate them. Well, part of it's because I hate them. Boom, 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 boom. In case you didn't know, I got a comment that says my content is dope. Dope. Dope AF. We got Iowa State, Texas, Southern Illinois, Evansville. 7.5 points the Aces are getting there. Whiskey against Penn State. Vandy hosting Alabama. Kentucky versus Georgia. Air Force, Wyoming. Utah State, UNLV. New Mexico, San Jose State. Boise State, Nevada. Belmont, Murray State. Texas Tech, Baylor. And Wake Forest, Clemson. Odd college basketball night. Last game is at 9 p.m. Eastern on a full card like this, even with West Coast games out there, like Utah State and New Mexico. Boise. Normally you'd see like a 10:30 start with one of these. Chris?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is an odd scheduling, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sad about it. It seems like a perfect way to end the night, but I'm going to lean towards Penn State plus the 2. I still want to confirm the status of Tyler Wall for Wisconsin. He's still questionable, but I think even if he goes, I got to like the 2 here. I think the line will rise towards Wisconsin if it is confirmed that he plays, but I think Penn State at the worst keeps this close. They've been very competitive on the road this season. They went into Illinois and got a road win, and Wisconsin's struggling right now. So I think Penn State live dog in that one. The one I liked Alabama, but I've kind of been scared off it, with all the off court distractions. I mean, I know it's a player that was out for the season to begin with, and he wasn't much even of a role player for the Tide this season, but still stuff like that can, be tricky, especially when you have to go on the road and take on Vanderbilt, who hasn't been terrible at home this season. So it's a lean towards Alabama for me in that one. But the play I think I wish I could have went in and put back in as a premium was Air Force. I like this Air Force team. They've added a bit of an offensive facet to their game to add to the defense. And for Wyoming, it was at a point where all the role players around Hunter Maldonado, started to get injured. And when you saw Wyoming a couple years ago when Maldonado was the only guy, their only scoring option, Wyoming really struggled. And now Maldonado questionable for this game with an illness. So if he can't go, I don't know where the points are going to come from for Wyoming. So I'll take Air Force in that one.
I'm gonna go with San Jose State against New Mexico. I've been riding San Jose for 2 years, and I think that's where I'm gonna go with in this one. Then my dog of the day is in this time frame as well. Kind of like Boise against Nevada. That looks like a sucker line. I like Clemson against Wake, but I'm a little afraid of that line too. Just seems like they should be, I don't know. And I'm just going to say it. I'll take Alabama over Vandy. I don't care. I have no idea. It's like what they're getting at with that line. I know Vandy's played some close games recently, but Alabama's been killing people. I'm going to take Alabama there. All right, parlay time. What do you got?
All right, I'm going to go, actually I'm going to mention a couple games I didn't touch on, but I'll add them to the parlay. I'm going to go with the over between Boise State and Nevada. I'm going to go with the over between Utah State and UNLV. And I will take... I'm going to take Dayton laying the points against Davidson.
All right. I'm going to go with San Jose State, Florida State, and Richmond. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Make it a winning day. Oh, Chris didn't even say a word about it.
I didn't even look. I was looking at I was looking at the games the whole time. I didn't even have my window on the.
There, and it happened just like that. Make it a winning day. Appreciate each and every one of you.